The point is that Don Lemon just explicitly encouraged people to go out and buy a gun and use it against federal law enforcement officers. That is a crime. I guess we'll play this real quick. Don Lemon still grasping for a shred of relevance on his show Nobody Watches. Or this might have been on someone else's show that nobody watches. Oh, this is This is The Left Hook with Wajahat Ali. Talk about a show nobody watches. The Left Hook is the name of the show. You know, I'm sure that's getting this is a show that gets tens of downloads, tens and tens. And anyway, here he is, Don Lemon, and just listen to this. Here it is.
Black people, brown people of all stripes, whether you're an Indian American or a Mexican American or whoever you are, go out in your place where you live and get a gun legally, get a license to carry legally. Because when you have people knocking on your door and taking you away without due process as a citizen, isn't that what the Second Amendment was written for? Go back and read what the Second Amendment says. And perhaps it will knock some sense in the heads of these people who are saying, well, it's all great. I don't believe they're doing it without due process. They're asking people for papers. They're not really beating people up. These people are doing things that are illegal. Nobody is illegal. It is a misdemeanor to cross the border.
Well, it's frustrating to listen to Don Lemon. This is a time when we need the fish cam. Just cut to the fish so we can all. It's, you know, it is. It's like the Zen. It's a moment to collect ourselves. Things get a little heated on the show sometimes, and so we just cut to the fish cam, calm down, and then we jump back into it. And we're going to skip over the part at the end where he says that that nobody is illegal. It's a misdemeanor. But actually, well, first of all, it's a misdemeanor on your first offense, just to be clear. Many of these illegals have crossed the border multiple times, many times, and it's actually a felony on your second offense. And so a lot of these illegals are multiple felons because they've crossed the border multiple times. But whatever, that's not the point. The first cross is a misdemeanor. Well, guess what, Don? Misdemeanors are illegal. That's why we call them misdemeanors. They're crimes. What do you mean nobody is illegal? It's a misdemeanor. What do you mean it's not illegal? It's a misdemeanor. What? Do you think misdemeanors are legal? I mean, what do you think a misdemeanor is? Do you think a misdemeanor is a legal infraction of the law? Do you think a misdemeanor is when someone breaks the law legally? Your Honor, I broke the law. Yes, I did break the law, but I did so legally, Your Honor. So a misdemeanor, it's like kind of like when you get married, but you're still a bachelor, or when you build a house that's a circle, but also a square. It's a paradox. It's a contradiction in terms. It's a mystery. That's what a misdemeanor is. No one can say for sure. It's this ambiguous concept, and no one is sure what it means. No, Don, a misdemeanor is illegal. It's a crime. You doofus. You guys have heard me talk about the Bearskin hoodie. Well, the smart people are locking in their winter gear now because this is hands down the best time to prep for the coming winter. Don't wait any longer than you already have. Bearskin is running a 6% off deal right now, but only if you get your hoodie early. This hoodie, which I am wearing right now, in fact, is built like a tank. Micro fleece, 10 pockets with a clean, rugged fit that looks awesome. I think it looks great. And which is hard to do, it's hard to make something look good on me, but somehow they pull it off. And also it's very comfortable, and it's got utility. I mean, it's practical as well. So it combines all the things you want: style, practicality, and comfort. Plus it zips right into the heavy storm rain jacket to become 100% waterproof when you need it. Now, as you can see, I'm, as I said, wearing my Bearskin hoodie right now. And if you want to get your own Bearskin hoodie, I mean, if you're inspired by how dashingly handsome I look in this, then do yourself a favor. Text the word MATT to 36912 to lock in your 60% off. Again, text MATT to 36912. You get a link sent straight to your phone so you can check it out later if you're busy right now, but you want to get on this right away. You get free U.S. shipping, fast delivery, and you've locked in your winter gear already. And that is a win-win. So don't wait till you're freezing to realize that your hoodie sucks. You need to get a new one. Get a Bearskin right now. While it's 60% off, text MATT to 36912. Do it now. I'm bringing that. That's an insult we need to bring back into circulation, doofus, because it really applies to Don Lemon. That's just the first. Every time I see him, it's actually the first thing that pops into my head. I don't know. There are a lot of insults that fit him really well. Some we can say on camera and some we can't. But Doofus is a good one, and it fits him, suits him well. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that Don Lemon just explicitly encouraged people to go out and buy a gun and use it against federal law enforcement officers. That is a crime. Speaking of crimes, that's a crime. And not a misdemeanor either, by the way. Threatening government officials, and that's what this was unambiguously, is a felony punishable. Well, it was published on that, but punishable by 5 years in prison. And given that he was encouraging people to commit this crime in order to avoid being arrested for committing another crime, then you could also say this is obstruction of justice. I mean, there's at least 2 felonies that Don Lemon just committed. At least 2. So he should be arrested today. He committed a crime. That's not free speech. You have no right to say that. You don't have a right to just say whatever you want, actually. There are some things you don't have a right to say. And one of those things is to tell people to go out and shoot and kill federal agents. You don't have a right to say that. You should go to jail. You do go to jail, or that's the way the system is set up. And that's why, by the way, the bit about the misdemeanor at the end is really important. Because if not for that, right, he would have the quasi-defense where he could say, well, no, what I was saying is that we should use the Second Amendment to resist tyranny from the government. And so if someone is coming to illegally seize an American citizen and throw them into Gitmo, if the fascist Nazi Trump government or whatever is imposing this illegal tyranny, then we need firearms to defend ourselves. He could reach for that defense. But not here, because he admitted he was talking specifically about actual illegal aliens confronted by ICE agents who are carrying out the laws of the land. Because at first he says, when you have people taking you away as a citizen, right? So he does say that. But then he immediately qualifies that by saying that nobody is illegal. It's only a misdemeanor. So when he says citizen, he's talking about illegal aliens, and he thinks that illegal aliens are citizens. He just rejects the idea that anyone is not a citizen. When he says citizen of America, he means literally anyone on the planet, because that's what he considers a citizen to be. And so that means that he was calling for violence by illegal foreign people in the United States against federal agents, and he should go to jail for that. If you'd like to see what else I have to say, you can access my full show by going to dailywire.com or by going to the Matt Walsh Show Twitter page. Hope to see you there. Godspeed.